Well, before we tell you your winter weather forecast here for 2025 into 2026, I want to talk about what goes into creating the winter weather forecast. And it all starts out analyzing what's happening right now in the Pacific Ocean. For El Nino and La Nina specifically, currently we're in a slightly cooler than average pattern over the equatorial Pacific Ocean, and that's leading to weak La Nina conditions right now across Earth. That could change as we get closer toward the summer of next year, but we'll kind of see how that plays out. The other area I pay attention to is in the northern Pacific Ocean. I want to watch and see what those water temperatures are doing. That is the Pacific Decadal Oscillation is what we pay attention to for this. There's two areas of interest for this. It's in the northwest Pacific Ocean off the coast of Korea and Japan, and then the northeast Pacific Ocean off the coast of Alaska and British Columbia, Canada. When it's either warm or cold, that can influence the jet stream patterns. And right now we're seeing warmer conditions generally to our north and west in the ocean, and then cooler conditions off the coast of Alaska and British Columbia. This has an impact on the strength and the trajectory of that semi-permanent low pressure system, also known as the Aleutian Low. And if it's either stronger or weaker, it can influence temperature patterns and precipitation patterns over the North American continent. I also pay attention to what's happening in the northern Atlantic Ocean. Right now, those water temperatures are generally warmer than average, specifically as we get closer to the area of Greenland. And one of these semi-permanent low pressure systems that forms up in the winter, either strong or weak, depending on the strength of that, can influence temperature patterns and those cold air snaps over the United States and the North American continent. Now, over the last few years, the El Nino and La Nina pattern has generally been dominated by La Nina patterns, really since about 2019 into 2020. The last time we had a real strong La Nina was back 2020 into 2021, and that gave us a lot of snow. But it was when we were transitioning from El Nino over to La Nina. Since then, it's basically just been a weak to moderate La Nina, and we've been dealing with snowfall amounts around 15 to 20 inches outside. And that's also been the pattern, too, when we talk about the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, generally dominated by the current pattern that we have right now, which statistically is going to be a negative PDO phase, and that might not change for another couple of years until the closer to 2030. So how did we do with our winter weather forecast last year? Well, we did pretty good, I think. On average, we said slightly cooler than average on temperatures and lower snowfall totals than the 26.5 inches of snow that we typically get over at Epley when we average everything out. So we got everything but the month of February's temperature right, because February we had a couple of cold snaps, but overall 15 to 19 inches of snowfall for last year's snowfall range, and we hit it right in the middle. At Epley, they had 17.4 inches of snow reported last season.